My experience so far has been super. Onyame Kesi Krom Aguna Kwenyako with Sofu Kujo Bentel. Remember, this is the big Akweside, the first Akweside in 2024. Please remember, we are starting this journey well and we want to end well. The start is as important as the finish. The way you start will determine the end of the race. Remember, we have started well. I came from Sunday to the 1st, and today is a Saturday, 6th of January. The Akweside itself is tomorrow, Ancestral Veneration Day, and we are here. People are coming from all over the world, and people are sharing their experiences on this platform. This is Nyansa TV. You're welcome. We're going to talk to a very special guest. The things that has happened within this short time. Hey, yeah, you watch videos, so I'll not talk much. I'll be right back as I start the journey with my dear sister Patricia Bani. I'll be right back. Welcome, Pat.
Hi, Nyansa.
First time on Nyansa TV.
I'm glad I'm here.
Akwaba.
Yeah, Eja.
Bibiaboko.
Edadini.
We are sure.
Pa.
Sunsumuyas. I hope you are good. You enjoying your stay in Nyamekesi Krom. Is it your first time here?
That's my second time.
Your second time, okay.
Yeah.
But Akweside is your first time.
This is my first Akweside to Nyamekesi.
Okay. You are into spiritual tourism.
Yeah.
You channel the spot. You have a channel called the Afro Folks, right?
Afro King Folks.
Afro King Folks, and your focus to help them come back home and have a bond, have a family, and that's why you're going the spot. Yeah. Tell me, how did you journey from your past in terms of Christianity to this beautiful part of spirituality, and how do you intend to journey on from here?
Okay, so most of the times people ask me, how did you move from Christianity into spirituality? And I tell them, well, Christianity for me was also a spiritual journey.
Okay.
I say that in a sense that I got tired of denominations very quick, very earlier, even in the Christian faith. I was church ashau, in a sense that when I feel led that this church has this grace, so that I will go and tap and come. So I was not really a church bound Christian. Okay, for me it was more of a relationship with a being, a deity with something, and then through that there are so many experiences that I'm having even in this traditional religion that I used to have them even still as a Christian. The only difference is that maybe there are a few twists to it.
Okay.
But so I would say that I have evolved rather from one phase into one phase, and then I know definitely there's something more to come.
If you mention Christianity, we see it as a religion. How then do you twist and say that it's also a form of spirituality? And then why then, if it is, why then are you shifting from there?
Okay, good. So what we're doing is also religion, traditional religion. Religion is a way that people find to connect to God. That's a general definition in English. And so if people try to connect to the being, the God or this through, let's say, the Christian structure, then it's religion for them. Same way in traditional African traditional ways. To some people too, they can also do it as religion. It may not really be it may not be that, but what I'm trying to say is
they only follow what the dogma or the system that is set for them.
The system that, so there are people who they pour libation, who join the eating of pickle. And I tell a lot of people that, we know what we're doing, all Africans, because by instinct we all go for chalewote, we all go for homo, all of that is part of African religion. But that phase of people really having a deeper connection, meaning to what they do, for me that is spirituality.
Okay, so if you say somebody is spiritual, how will you describe the person? To what point we say this person is spiritual, and to what point we say this person is not?
Okay, so I'll limit it to my definition.
Talk to me.
And for me, it's not the absolute. I always say that any answer I give, or anyone, okay, let me not speak for other people. Any answer I give is not absolute. It's not the finest, but pay me what I think. When I say somebody is spiritual, it's somebody who can relate on esoteric forms beyond the carnal. So, for instance, in communication, the lowest form of communication is what we're doing. Whether it's that body-body interaction, talking, is the lowest form of communication. If somebody can move from their bodily, physical body into realms, into esoteric field, into planes, into realms, into other things, evoke things, move things, shift things, command things, the person is being spiritual. Do things that on the norm realm, like the normal, or it's not a norm something, but beyond the physical activity and all of that. For me, that is spirituality.
Can somebody get there without necessarily knowing that he is there, she is there?
I think that sometimes some people do things without even know the definition of what they're doing.
Okay.
Let me give an example. I remember I have a friend, he's Bani. He was the first person whoever asked me, how long has Christianity been? I always give him that credit. I'm like, Fab, I never forget that question, because he's Bani, like I said, and then he works with IFA, those who do the diagnosis and all of that. And there's a date, I've forgotten the date, I might remember along the line. So somebody like that.
So I am asking straight on the fact that, can somebody actually do spirituality, go through this journey unknowingly?
Yes. So he came to my house one day, and then there's a spot on entering my house, my sub room. Then I had put a plate there and put food on it. I want cats to come and eat. I didn't know. And then he came to say, wow, you're doing things without knowing. I said, what am I doing? He said, no, you are feeding ancestors, you are feeding energies with what and what you put in. And I didn't know that's what I was doing.
Okay.
So there are times you can engage in things that are purely spiritual, and you may not even know that you're doing something spiritual. But with time, when you have knowledge, you're like, ooh, this is what it was.
Now, how did your spiritual journey started? You say you were jumping from one church to the other, gallivanting here and there. Tell me, how did you come to the full realization, and how was the switch like?
Okay, my spiritual journey, like I have already said, for me, even in church setup, you can still move beyond the physical. I was born a Methodist. And then I have a graphic, let me not boast too much, but
were you born a Methodist, or you were born and your parents were in Methodist?
I think my mom is Muslim. Whenever I say it, she'll kill me today. She's like, my mom goes, I owe you. She just doesn't like me to say it, but I know that's what she does. And the Methodist is a cover-up. Yeah, she knows I will say it, because anytime I'm like, let's embrace it, yeah. So what I remember growing up was there are two churches we shuffled in between. There was the Methodist church, Danwa Methodist in Kumasi. I'm talking about my journey where it all started. And there was also Christian Home, another church that we used to go into. Yekohanam Sundays, maybe only a call all night waha. Near this. And you know, if you know me, you know that I'm very popular. I like to speak, I like to sing, I like to ask that big spirituality, be gaga and kwa, you know that. And so I would do Bible quizzes, I would sing, I would do whatever. So in Methodist church, I was a girls president in Danwa Methodist. So we would do Bible quizzes. So they would give a book. I remember the first book that I had to study was the book of Ruth. And you have to study it. They will do quizzes on it. So when I read those books, I did not read it just as a letter. There was something spiritual about it. This is the Bible. I know that. Yeah. And through that, I noticed that sometimes I can read something and then I will not understand the line that I've read. and there'll be a voice in my head that will ask, what does this one mean?
Okay.
And the voice would explain to me. So that's how my journey started. Started with a voice, reading things, asking things, having that encounter. So through the Methodist church, I veered off sometime, off downward Methodist. Think I was on my own, having
How did parents support it? How did they change that thing? How did they do it?
Okay, so I have always been that child that always would do what I want to do. So with my parents, I lived more with my mom. My dad didn't have a lot of things like play in my life. With my mom, she's always like a calm woman. Okotawa wanoma. That's the description of my mom and I. I'm like okoto on penny wansem. Wako wanoma. So she would just watch her far, and she instinctively feels like you're gonna be safe. So she just watched me
the friends around you accept you when you decide finally to step out of the church? Not being there, you just say, no, this is the time for me to step out. When was that, and how did they take it?
So the day I finally made an announcement I'm done with church was last year, 2020, December. I was like, I made a post, I'll look for the post and send to you. I said 2023, I'm done with church.
But you're a church girl, you sing at church, you do everything.
Yeah.
So what informed that?
Now I noticed that when I go to church, you mentioned that I sing, and I'll use that as an example. When worship songs are going on, I was seeing beings, like different experiences, creatures, moving in through realms. I'll give an example. This guy's song, Nathaniel Bassey.
Mm-hmm.
From the rising of the sun to the setting of the same. When I hear the song, I see realms between. You see, from the sun, it moves all the way to the moon, to the setting of the same. It's like within 24 hours. First time I encountered the song, it felt like as a mission movie. Different realms, so I understood it differently. But when I will go to some people, and again, I'm not generalizing it, some pastors, and then I would ask them, what does this mean? Most of them didn't have the answers to what my esoteric views were. I had a partner who passed about 2 years ago. He's Clement Alexander. He taught me so many things. And by the time he passed and I needed more answers, he told me this, because he had practiced so many religions, from Shanto to Buddha to whatever. He taught me so many things. Now he was not there and I needed answers. And I did. Can you imagine that somebody passed? We all know that the person, and you can still communicate with the person. Okay. And everything, almost everything he said, okay, if you know, and say the body will do the everything, they can go come to 10. It's not news. Now they also said, the family even said I was mad and all of that. But I like what Doreen always say, Pat. No krena yenya yenka. Almost everything that you said, even if we argue it, after months or so, it happens. So that was when it hit me. That no, maybe I am looking for the truth in the wrong place. Not to say the church is wrong, but maybe I need to look elsewhere. So that my first decision was that out of church mosque, out of the crowd, I want to just be by me. Okay,
so the best way to connect spiritually is not to be in the crowd, but distancing yourself.
For some,
going within. Is that how it is?
For some. Why do I say for some? Let me give an example. When we came here in Onyame Kesi, I've come to learn a lot. I've come to, have different encounters. Before I came, I was told, my energy said, go, I'm going to open some portals in your body and give you different encounters, and you tap different energy. And I feel it. I may not be able to share some on camera, but I'm another person. Out to the crowd, and then I'll be say, no. I think that everybody's growth and evolution doesn't really have a certain format. It might be you are indoor. My example. If there is anybody who made me understand even realms and things, it's a pastor I've never met. He is John Anosike. In fact, most people within the body of Christ say the guy is a fraud. Say because he talks about realms, immortality, this. There's another lady Evelyn. I've seen her on your show.
Evelyn Wilson and
good. I love her. Mommy will need your hair, or your mocha. Your canny and no cray. More experience. It doesn't necessarily mean being alone. Sometimes you can be alone and not hear anything.
So how your experience? You say you parted from church.
Yes.
So to you wanted to separate yourself.
Yes,
so
I wanted to. Yes.
What you've been hearing at church.
I wanted to part away from.
How did you do it? Tell me. After
I just stopped going to church.
You just.
I just stopped.
What will you do on Sunday? Is there any spiritual practice you started doing?
Yes, so like even within the church, yes, you. There be me this year. That is how the church people. That is how the church people describe me. Feel like you're mixing voodoo with Christianity. And when I come around people who practice African traditional religion, they also tell me that you are missing what we do with Christianity. See me them my hybrid, but on my own, I picked what worked for me and practice it. For example, I bathe with communion. Communion, where did I pick it from? I didn't pick it from African ancestral religion. I picked it from church. But you have you. Because it's working for me. So I don't know which evolution, but I became a hybrid. If there's any description I can give myself.
So you spent time alone for how many months to be able to develop to this level we're talking about now? Let's say, what were the yogas you were doing? What practices were you doing to really connect to where you are now?
Yes, if I'll be honest with you, I would say multiplicity of things, including sleeping.
Okay, tell me, how does sleeping help you in that process?
So, when I started to have more encounters, and mind you, or esoteric nature, no, you are moving into different realms. And so different impartations you are having, different graces and abilities within you. Some would drain me. Some of them have not gone anywhere. I'm in the room. Just because of a book or a phrase I read that I have to assimilate or it needs to sink down, I feel very weak. So I'll fall into a sleep. And within the sleep, my mortal body is restored. There are times where I'll sleep and I know that I'm going through surgery. Some things about me is being changed. And I don't know why. So that, you mentioned yoga, yes. Meditation is very, 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 very key. Meditation is something that I intentionally had to learn. How to still my mind, how to calm my mind. I did that. And then praying. I pray a lot. So for some people,
which kind of praise libation is it about?
And some guys I mean no voodoo kakra we su kakra ti me da sorry anapa. It's a typical what I do. I'd wake up in the morning, come out of my room. There's a portal line. There's where I stand to receive, do my sun gazing. I put my either I'll cross my legs like this way, pour my water, or meaning to be perform. Then I respect all those I want to respect and everything.
Welcome back. So I want you to tell me now, who are you? You've led the church. You've done so many things for a whole year. You're starting a new year. Let's say 2023 was a time for you to learn, take time off the regular thing and rekindle your love, grow yourself. You've gotten that far. Tell me, 2023 was a learning year for you. 2024, you've started with 1 week long spiritual journey, encounters here and there. Tell me, what's the way forward?
I'll keep evolving.
Okay.
I've not left the church. On record. Sebe I'm also from Mutai Beba. Maybe I'm so busy counseling. I'll come and pray. Yes, I'm very unique to me, not to anybody. There are people that have been instructed who nourish my life. And now me sorry, God is my witness. I have a godfather. Maybe I tell people that Ubia Kasen Banom child trafficking. Because he has been with me. Pastor Patrick has been there over a decade. I met him from Charismatic Evangelistic Ministry. He sent me a message this morning. He saw the video where we had to take the portion with a snake for the anti-accident portion. He said, God is with you in all of this. I am with you. I love you. And the truth you're seeking for and the God you're seeking for to find, I know, I'm confident you will not get lost. You will find. T. Or no, Sam. Nya dad, you know, yes, service be. That's a me womra. Me kona me kutibi. So I'm not done with church. Every Sunday I go to, if I'm available, there's also whom every 3 months, but he doesn't know that I've not backslided yet. Prophet, no, David Kwanzaa, mile 7. I go there. Almost every Friday, if I'm available, and even weekdays if I can, I go to Porter City, one of my covenant ground. Prophet Nana Seopokusa there. So I'll be sitting here as a liar if I tell you that I'll stop going to church. I go for most. I have Sheikh Haruna. When you mention the Sheikh name, there's something you have to say in addition. Alhamdulillah, I've forgotten. I'll find it. I go. Chief Suntaba, I go Fridays. After I worship with them in the mosque, they bring me holy water. So soon I come in fear na na konodio. Ewalate shrine a soldier me fear. Nansa, I'm a hybrid. If I sit and I tell you that I've left church, you got next week with whom in the church be na me tonum na kaisi. I have not left temples and portals and places and this, but if there is one thing I can tell you has changed, I'm going back, starting a new journey with Onyame Kese. That I know.
Okay, so how did you encounter Sofo Kojo Bentel, and why did you decide to join this big Akwesida, being the first Akwesida of the year 2024, and why did you decide to journey with us through this 1 week?
Okay, so spiritual tourism is what got me here. So this year, somewhere closer to the end of the year, I was in Benin. I went on a farm tour with the Ghana Tour Guides Association. And of course, I went on my own search. And I do a lot of virtual tourism. Virtual tourism is when you're in a location, people are not there, but you go virtual, and through that, people can watch you to enjoy the place. When I posted it, a lot of people wanted to go back to Benin with me. They also wanted to have the spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening is a big deal. And then esoteric evolution is a very big deal for people. People wanted that. So I was like, okay, we're going to do a tour, Ghana, Togo, Benin. Because in Benin, they have their voodoo festival around this time. I know a lot of people who are preparing to leave Ghana by now to go for that. So that was the plan. Then I came back from Benin, met a few people into, African, including yourself. I'll get to meeting you. And they were like, oh, okay. So
you arrested me, you didn't meet me.
I arrested you, good. So I went to Dr. Parkwesi's office. We spoke about it, how we were going to do the trip from Ghana, Togo, Benin. Then Dr. Parkwesi introduced you. And you came in the picture and you said, okay, this thing you're trying to do, there is somebody about to do it. Osofo Kojo Bentel is about to do something like that from the 31st to 7. So we met him, and then I'd been following him. I've been following Osofo Kojo for years now, maybe 4 years if I'm not exaggerating. So I looked at it, looked at the package, what they were going to offer and all of that. Within my spirit, I knew this was worth cancelling the Ghana to go Benin and then joining it and then coming back. And I've not regretted that decision. So that's why, yeah.
Wow. So tell me your experience so far. You came from the 31st. You came even earlier before that time, spent some days here to understand the environment.
Yeah.
And now thereafter you decided to come fully for the festival. Tell me your experience from day one. You've seen them doing different rituals, the opening ceremony. How was it like and how is it now?
Okay. So I've been asking a lot of questions and I'm getting answers. Me, I'm very inquisitive. I have seen different rituals being performed, and I have learned so many things. So from mommy energy, so behind this is I'll go and ask the man, what is mommy? It was today I found out that mommy means spirit, not mommy water as in a female. Mommy, from its word means spirit. So when we say mommy water, that is the spirit that resides in water. Going through those rituals, I learned a lot. And then on Tuesday, as they were doing the mommy ritual, I was able to, get the information or contact I need to go back to my town and then venerate a Sojebi, which is from our background. That is a major blessing for me. We moved on to the money ritual. The money ritual, I know I'm gonna go back blowing up. See, if you have some money, load it into my account so that you know that I partook of the money ritual.
So the money ritual.
Yes, the money ritual, I learned a lot from there, and several cleansing and all of that. And
so different cleansing you went through yourself.
Yes, I went through. So the Monday when we came, we had the general cleansing.
Was that your first time of doing such a particular cleansing?
This particular one with them, yes, that was my first time. Yes, with the herbs and all. So like I'm saying, that's generalized experience. So because Osofo was led by the spirit to combine the herbs. So I didn't come in with a mindset that cleansing so no so with different herbs. I am into aromatherapy, and so when I know that herbs, and then aside that I have the grace to connect with nature herbs, and when you give me something that is loaded, Charlie, yesterday we did an elemental cleansing yesterday. Last night, and then I'm a hybrid. So when they say there was excess, because I picked buckets, I went to fetch. When people were fetching with gallop, I didn't fetch gallop. I picked a whole bucket with the leaves, or herbs, different plants, and all of that, and I'm taking to the house. Before I came, I had the instruction. Okay, get a clay pot, fill it with some kind of water. I didn't know what it was. This morning, Osofo said, if I were you, I'll fetch some and take to the house. So I knew this was so. Me as a person, as Bani, I have been blessed more than everybody. Another miracle that has happened to me may not make sense to you or anybody, but I cherish it so much. God is my witness. 2 weeks ago, I sent a message to my Ifa priest. I said, go and consult for me. I want to know the God, name of the God that I am working, because mind you, my first encounter of a deity or a being that I connected with showing himself as a priest, like an Okonfanochi or like a Jesus or like a Muhammad or something, and then I knew there was a being. It was when I came here to Nyame Kesikrum that I encountered that, that a mentioning name to me and all of. I'm not going to talk about that one and all of that. So I can't describe how I feel. My giftings, my abilities have been blown up. Several chakras in my body is all open. Different gifting. It's overwhelming for me.
So let me ask this. For example, there was an experience of you moving from the body to your spiritual realm, and start to instruct and all that. Do that happen to you often, or is it something that one-off it happened? Well, this is the first time of encountering that.
Oh, okay. I'm a portal person. What it means is that different energies can manifest to me. So even in my house, even when I'm at home, I have these manifestations. The only difference is that I don't believe in evasive spiritism. Evasive spiritism is where a spirit will hijack my body, full or partial possession, and then I don't believe in that. So when I came here and then some energies possessed me and then was given instruction, I will not say this is my first time, but I will also say that it was not ordinary, in a sense that the energy that possessed me here got me to do stuff that I never tried. I never see.
What did you do?
Are you sure you want it on camera?
It's very important.
No.
What did you do?
It's too personal, but what I can say is I would generalize it. before I came, I had a message. The message was that in 2024, in time to come, my hands were going to have some kind of grace. And you see, there are people who can move things by mental, like they will move things and they make portions with this. The energy resides in your hand. I knew that I'm going to experience that. In fact, I didn't even think I would experience it here. I came to one of the manifestations. I had the grace. One of the gods manifested. I asked him, I said, give me a proof that it is you so and so. He said, the proof I'm going to give you is that until you release your hand, something that has to happen will not happen. These are things I answer.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I've never experienced them. Yesterday I was with you when it was raining, and then tents, the camping tents were going. They were literally uprooted. That's why I'm like, I don't even know if I should share this on screen. They were getting off the ground. I just had the energy say, move in the direction. And so I moved. God is my witness. I moved. I stood in the direction, and the tents that were going, I just moved my hand like this. I don't know, Ben. These are not things I've practiced before. Maybe I'm yet to learn more about it. I moved and did this. All the tents came down. And then my friend Dorcas was like, "Whoa, the gifting is working." I was like, "Dorcas, you have no idea. I don't even know what is happening to me." So I will not say that this is a usual something that keeps happening to me. Answer me, I'm going to the experience. So I should say by Saturday evening, Kung Fu Penny.
So talk to us. You've encountered Kojo Bentel and the great work he's doing at Onyame Kesikro. You experience the environment and the structure. Even though it's not that structured, 10 a.m. you are doing this, it's 11 a.m. you are doing this. But then as and when the energy directs, we move into it and we all put our energies. This morning, there was something special that happened when they did the fast sacrifice. Now fair came, and you could see everybody was charged. I don't know, you were singing. I saw you singing seriously, chanting her name and all that. What was your experience there this morning?
A time is coming where the true worshippers shall worship in truth and in spirit. That is what kept coming in my mind. You can know names, mention name, and not have the spirit descend. And this morning, if your eyes are open, you will see literally energies descending. In fact, at some point, I didn't only see the fire on the altar. I saw the fire literally. I remember when we chanted, Mujana Mira, Mujana Mira, Mujana Mira. In my song canal to you, I saw different beings. I don't know the right words. Mind you, the church thing is telling me, so I'm not just say heavenly beings, but I saw creatures who were chanting, and I didn't see the fire just in one. It was like there was rain drops of fire consuming everything, purging everything. See, me, my experience, that's why I'm like, some of them I feel like should they maybe off cameras because I can't find the right words to articulate.
How will you advise somebody as far as spirituality is concerned in connection to what you've seen so far?
My one and only prayer request for myself, for everybody, that you will know the energy itself. Answer. All of this that we are doing, if you don't know an energy yourself, I don't know how it is for other people, but if there is anything I would advise anybody, I'll say that African traditional religion or African religion is our way, is our nature. It helps us because we can. My example, me, when I'm pouring drink on the ground using I don't put the African soil does not produce grape. I use apetish. So apetish I pour on the ground. So anytime I even put communion on the ground, I add apetish to it. And no, so for no, hey, well, pay interpret it as whatever. you are African. There are things that energies that are ascribed to the African continent identify with. If there is anything I wish for you, I would say that pray or do whatever. I pray for you that you have an encounter with the creator or the deity or the God that works for the African continent. Ti adie bi o wa te Ghana na practice ya wayera be wan we pio India.
Okay. So in this what do you stand to achieve with this spiritual tourism you've embarked? Now you've done 1 week, and I know you're going to foster on for more. What do you stand to do for now as you're trying to bring back what we've lost in tourism? Because nobody does spiritual tourism. You've taken off with it. What do you stand to achieve, and how can we contact you for this great gift?
Okay, so spiritual tourism falls within cultural tourism. If there is anything that the European or the white man took away from African, is their spirituality and their culture. Whether they took it away or we lost it. That's two main things. Our spirituality, our culture. Because before the white man came here to come and find out, these people, they know their God. We didn't bring any God to them. But I know you another conversation to have. What I hope to achieve is to fulfill this purpose, this call. And I pray that you keep this video so that anytime I'm debating, you bring this video back to me and you'll put me on course. Yesterday, I did a divination. I in the course of it. And that's something that everybody should contact Mikra to do.
Oh, okay.
You need to do your diagnosis, yeah. You need to. And I'm saying it on record. Everything I asked, until Mikra said, Mikra, dear, no more any fit answer. Your man, me be signing be brave or honor about 80%. I have my phone. Well, we recorded it 2 weeks ago. I had my Ifes from Benin, my shamans from Ghana, some from UK, and another one, 4 of them. I said, do a consultation on this matter and bring to me. And yesterday, when I went for my diagnosis with Mikra, back to back, accuracy. So yeah, diagnosis with Mikra. And you're sure now, back to back. I had it. And then I asked, I said, yo, bring it up for me. Ask about this energy. Say you did this, they confirmed it. I said, ask the energy about the spiritual tourism. Energy said, all of this you're doing, your life assignment is one. Through the spiritual tourism, you will guide many to their spiritual journey. So wait forward for me. I do other businesses, you follow me, you know, but I think that spiritual tourism and that connection, cultural tourism, is part of the main thing I'm going to be doing way forward. And then the priesthood call, you know, that sit down, serve as a priestess or a shaman, or you know, that spiritual guide way forward. Those are the things I'm going to dedicate my life to.
Patricia, thank you very much for your time. And I don't know if you can get a contact, social media handles, so if anybody want to connect to you, you can do that.
Okay, I am Patricia Bani on Instagram, TikTok Patricia Bani, Facebook Patricia Bani, I think. My number 0246515493, 0246515493. May Onyame Kese be a blessing to you. May you meet Onyame Kese. May you evolve in your journey. May you encounter the African God that works for everyone. May you find that which you seek. May you come back home, even mentally. Now, for those of you who are watching viral wherever, out of the land of Africa, come back home. Come back home. I call your souls back home. Every kind of medium, every enchantment that was done against you, that has made you to forget Africa, all of this be broken. Let all of that be losing. Come back home. Obibini Brefie. Thank you.
Obibini Brefie, Desire, and the show. Remember to subscribe. That's the number beneath the screen. Call her for anything tourism spiritually. Bye for now.